Hey there, how's it going? davidinark here, back with another BeamNG Drive tutorial. I've seen several folks on forums and in Reddit and stuff talking about TrackBuilder and how whenever you launch TrackBuilder, it automatically drops you into Lightrunner, whether you want it to or not. And of course, a lot of people are like, well, how do I get rid of Lightrunner and just use, a regular map or what have you? So first of all, we're going to start with that, and then we'll talk about building tracks with TrackBuilder. So first and foremost, TrackBuilder will show up in whatever level you happen to be in for a regular game. So if I come over here to Drive and I pick Free Roam, now don't worry about the TrackBuilder menu being on top of everything. I'm going to, just for the sake of argument, I'm going to pick Grid Small Pure and spawn that in there. Notice that when I come in here, there is no TrackBuilder. But all I have to do is hit escape, and you'll notice down the side you've got the infinity symbol for TrackBuilder, and you'll get a little menu that pops up, and it'll say, hey, you want to start TrackBuilder? Absolutely. And so now you have the entire blank canvas to work with for your TrackBuilder. Now, the way this works, TrackBuilder starts with the very first piece. It's always a straight piece. I don't know why, but you've got this piece here, and you can add pieces using these icons at the. I'm going to call this at the top. It's technically the second row of icons over here, but if I want to, I can add a straight piece, and you notice that every time I click it, it is adding a 12-meter piece to the track. And then if I want to turn, I can click on the curve, and I can make that curve do whatever I want. If I want to add another straight piece, I can do that, right? And so I can continue to build my track. Now, right now, this track is simply all on one level. All right, as you can see, if I cruise down here, I'll tell you what, we're going to move this out of the way. If you see here, everything is on the same level. So one of the things you can do in TrackBuilder is you can go back to a piece that you've dropped into place, and if you want to, you can lower the height of that particular piece and everything after it. You'll notice that at this point now, everything has been dropped to the level that I lowered this to. So if I drop down some more, you see this whole thing drops. So if I want to grab this piece here, I can drop it. And then just for the sake of argument, I'll grab this piece here and drop it. So that if I look at the side view here, you'll see that it drops just ever so slightly from level to level. Okay. Now, one of the other things that you might see here is this little arrow with a checkered flag, and that's closed track. That lets you, when you get an end piece close to the start piece, then the game will attempt to make a circuit out of it. You by no means have to make circuit tracks. You don't. You can create these kind of slalom tracks or just individual tracks. But if you want to, then for the sake of argument, let's just ramp this along here. Get this cruising here. Let's see, let's go past a little bit. This reminds me a lot of like roller coaster tycoon, man, where you're trying to figure out what's going where. By the way, if you go too far, like I just did, I can hit the trash can and we can back that up. Let me see, am I close? I don't know if I'm on the same level or not. Let's try it. Let's see if we hit closed track. So there we go. Now, the downside, of course, is that it has one, well, I guess that's not too bad. I was going to say one killer of a hump right there, but actually it's not bad. So once you've got your track created, you'll notice that there's a button down in the corner here for Drive. That drops you into the game. And at this point, you can just hit escape to get rid of that menu there, and you can actually take your map for a test drive. So there you go. You can try it out, see if it is to your liking and whatnot. Very cool stuff. Woohoo! All right, I'm not going to do the whole thing. When you're done driving, you can just hit stop driving. You'll notice that even though you stop driving, the vehicle continues on the path that it was on. Like, basically, you just walked away from the car. So just be aware of that when you're playing around with this. All right, so once again, this is the first piece here. Okay. So one of the other things that you can do, and just for the sake of argument, I'm going to, let's see if can I just do this? What if we start at the last piece and hit trash? There we go. All right, I'm going to try. There's probably a quicker way to do this, but I'm just going to trash all of these. Okay, so you'll notice that the length is 12. The next icon down here is a down arrow pointing down, meaning that you can actually shorten the length of each piece, but you can also increase the length. So let's say I wanted to do each length is going to be 40. So now when I hit up, the next piece is 40 meters. And as we saw before, I can change the height. I can go up if I want to. Right? And then I can add another 40. And let's go, this time let's go up some more. There we go. So you can see that it is increasing and my segments are longer. Now, in addition to that, you can also bank your curves. So when I start a curve, I can hit banking, and you'll notice that as I click on a particular bank, you notice in this case, I'm actually banking the wrong way, so I want to do the opposite. So now you see, once I get my camera going where I want it to go, you can see that we are banked. And anything that I add to this, so if I continue to add this piece, it will be banked, as will the straight road as well. Notice that it is also banked. So if I don't want this road banked here, then I need to click on the opposite bank and get it back to 0, so that now just that curve is banked. Check that out. Isn't that cool? I think it's very cool. You'll notice that also, like when I clicked on the curve, notice you can also change the radius. So depending on what you want, you can decrease the radius of that, or you can increase that radius, make it a much bigger turn if you want, right? You can also say how long of a curve that is. So 15 degrees, 30 degrees, 45, 60, right? You can do all kinds of cool stuff in terms of banking, in terms of curves. So let's say here, and in fact, I could increase the bank here, because remember I set it back to 0 here. So I'm going to increase the bank. I'm going to add another curve, and then just for the sake of argument, let's curve it even more. So now this is a 30 degree and then banks way up into a 60. And if I continue to add tracks, you'll notice that I am really twisting the tar out of that road. Likewise, I can set this back again. So if I want to, I can twist this all the way back to 0. And you'll notice that by the time I get to this point, it's back at 0. So you can really play around with all kinds of different things going on in here. Up at the top, you'll see you have other icons in here. So for example, you have walls and a ceiling. So I could say that the left wall is active, and notice that it has a height of 1 now, and you'll notice that the left wall, right, now is a solid wall, and it's a height of 1. I could change that to 3 if I want. Notice that there. So that gives you a wall height there. I could also I could also activate the right wall and also give it a 3. And then if I wanted to do a ceiling, I could do a ceiling. You'll notice that it's currently at 7. So if you wanted to, you could add a ceiling. Basically, it lets you create a tunnel. So if I actually went in here and said that this was 7 and that this was 7. Now, again, I'm on the first piece, so it affects everybody. So if I didn't want that, then I would want to select the particular piece where I wanted a tunnel. But look at that. That is so cool. Oh, yeah. So you can set this up however you want to set that up. This is like weird Doom. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. That actually looks like you'd be driving on this piece here instead of the road. Oh, that is so cool. Ooh, if I could master that, how cool would that be? Oh, that'd be cool if I could master that particular camera angle. I can't though, but there you go. So once you've got this, I can close this. Sorry, I digress. Now you guys are gonna be like, this is the worst tutorial ever. All right. So again, I can drive in here and take our map for a spin. Whoops, ouch, that's a bit of a problem. No problem at all. But oh, there it is, that very steep 60-degree bank, and then woof. Oh, off of the end. We better stop driving. Let me see, let me go back to the first piece. And by the way, you can undo. Oh, no, you can't. I could go back here to the walls and ceilings. And I could actually just deactivate those. Let me try that again. Let me deactivate those. And now everything is back to normal. There are some advanced pieces. Whoop. So you can add things like a loop-de-loop, loop. You can also add some curves. You can add some chicanes. All right, so there are other things you can get into, different settings you can play around with, and I highly encourage you to do that. But I just wanted to get in here and basically do kind of a very basic beginner's intro to Track Editor, and mainly show you how you can pull Track Editor into any map. So you can use the wide open grid map. Heck, you can pull the Track Editor into Utah if you want to. By the way, there's a little save icon, and so to save the track you would give it a name. So I'm just going to call it DIA111, and I can hit save, and so now it is saved under the Track Editor folder. And you'll notice that whenever you hit the save load icon down at the bottom, it'll have a list of the tracks that it finds, including tracks that come with the game. So, for example, Heya Mountain Trail is one that I actually downloaded from the repository. This 001 is one that I created earlier, so you can see what that looks like. Just making a little slalom track here. And you know what, as a matter of fact, and this one is set at frictionless. So when I hit drive, there is no friction whatsoever. You'll notice the parking brake is on. I'm actually in neutral. You notice my wheels aren't even spinning. And I don't know, it's just something fun I was playing with. I'm playing around with an idea for kind of a Hot Wheels type die-cast downhill race situation. And so this was my very first, very rough idea. Oh no, we are sideways. Oh, but look at there, he gets himself righted. Oh, there's a bump in the way. I don't remember putting a bump here. That's gonna be a problem. Oh, sorry. I did not realize that was even there. Okay, so because that's there, I need to click on this segment, and I need to, we need to go into obstacles, and I want to remove that obstacle. Thank you. I did not realize I put in a bump. I must have done that while I was playing around and then completely forgot about it. I also don't know why I have this track going up like this. That's not right. If anything, this should actually be down. Right? Maybe even some more. There we go. All right, so for the sake of argument, let's try this. So can I actually... Oh, I can drive, but again, it's frictionless. So even if I go reverse, there's no friction. It's not like moon gravity, right? The gravity hasn't changed. It's just the friction. Oh, we lost a... Oh, well, that's all right. It was just a spare tire. We didn't need that anyway. We are cruising along at 35, 40 miles an hour. Again, I'm looking at the airspeed down here in the corner. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. Oof. Oh, yeah, our front wheel is busted. But that is not stopping us because we have no friction whatsoever. Oh, we lost our front wheel as we come skidding across the end. And now we have friction again, and we come to a halt. Oop. So anyway, I got sidetracked. Again, if you do the save and load, this will bring up a list of the courses that are available with the game, or if you download them and put them in your mods folder, it will pick them up. So for example, if I do Heya Mountain Trial and give it a second, then it will load it up, and notice that that track gets loaded into the game. Looky there. And so when you want to drive it, you can drive it and just start driving. By the way, Alt-U will hide the interface if you want to drive and not see what's going on there. So again, Alt-U will also turn the interface back on. I can stop driving, and that is a quick look at Track Builder in BeamNG. And again, my main purpose for this video was to show folks how do you get into Track Builder other than in Lightrunner. When you're done, you can click the back arrow and exit back to the main menu. And then, of course, exit the game or play whatever else you want to play. So anyhow, got any questions, problems, suggestions, horror stories? Feel free to leave those down in the comment section below. Special thanks to Hero of God, GamerGull, and LosWilko for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this helps you in your BeamNG map building endeavors. Let me know down in the comment section below. I appreciate it so much. We'll see you next time on BeamNG Drive. I'm davidinark. Have a great day.